Greetings, YouTube. Today I'm here to discuss the film Knives Out. So I'm going to make the little brief section in the front where I don't spoil anything, and then I'm going to talk about spoilers. I'll give you a break when that happens. Alrighty, so Knives Out is a film you really need to see if you love intelligent, witty writing, excellent acting, and love a good murder mystery. Um, because this thing has it all. It is self-aware. It has drama. It has social commentary, and it has blazingly brilliant humor in it. Things that are just so enjoyable. Much of it is very subtle, and that's okay. A little bit's a little, some of it is slightly broader, and that's also okay. It's not slapstick by any standard. Um, and it is just a hoot to watch. I had so much fun with this. I'm smiling in the theater. I'm laughing. I'm really getting in to the great dialogue and the great acting. Daniel Craig is brilliant in this, even if his accent isn't perfect. I forgot that Don Johnson can act. I forgot that. I haven't seen him in years, and he is just wonderful in this. There's one scene where he has this sudden revelation, and you just see it just kind of like come across his face. And it's just this, and it's wonderful. Supporting cast are great. Some of them I kind of recognized. I know a couple of them are in fact, there's one guy playing the security dude. Um, and he's a longtime character actor. I can't remember his name, and I recognize his face. I'm like, hey, that guy's been around forever. You know what the kind of face I'm talking about, people that you've seen in 100 movies. Um, and it's set, for the most part, in a beautiful home. The house itself becomes a character in the film, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I want to visit that place. I want to own that place, man. It is so wonderful. That would be a bitch to heat. But if you could afford to buy it, you could probably afford to heat it too. It's just a wonderful film from beginning to end. I had so much fun at this. And I'm really hoping that when I release it on Blu-ray, they release it with a commentary track, because I want to know all the nuts and bolts about this. I really do. I think it would be a lot of fun to get in there and see what went on to make this film. Um, so yeah, definitely go out there, see it. Okay? Oh, there's one thing I did want to comment. One of the main characters is an actress, played was an character named Marta, and she's our main protagonist essentially, and the ally of Daniel Craig's character. And she's a brown person. You don't know she's Hispanic or Latina. Latina. I don't know which nation she's from, and that's one of the points. 5 times in the film, one of the characters mentions where she's from. 5 different places. She never corrects them, and they're all wrong. Because none of them know who this woman is, even though she is the nurse of their grandfather or father. They know nothing about this woman, even though she's intimately part of their lives. And at one point, they're having this racist rant, because almost every adult in the film was a racist, either actively or passively. And one of the characters hands a dirty plate to her that had dessert on it. Now, this woman's a nurse, highly skilled, takes care of the patriarch of his clan every day, keeps him alive, keeps him healthy, keeps him happy. And Don Johnson's character just absentmindedly hands a dirty plate to her, like she's a domestic servant, because she's brown. And they block the shots, you don't even see her. And she just takes the plate, because she knows to these people, she's just help. Okay, beautifully done. So now we're going to have some spoilers in here. There are things about this film that I didn't like, and I'm about to tell you what they are. So please, if you don't want to have this spoiled, stop now. Got it? Good. Mandarin agrees. Okay. One of the main plot points in this film is that the nurse is giving drugs every day to Harlan Tromby, who is the patriarch of this clan. He's the guy who's in charge. He's the wealthy dude, and all of them have been suckling at his teat of money for their entire lives. And he's decided that, he's done with this. I've screwed my family over because I've just supplied money for them their entire lives. I'm cutting them out of the will. I'm cutting them all off. They're going to need to go out into the world and spend for themselves. And one of the people in his family finds this out, and that's the reason that there is a murder plot involved in here, because they need to get him out of the way, because the guys found out that all the money is going to be left to Marta. Everything. The money, the house, publishing rights, all of it. But if she's found culpable to this guy's death, even accidentally, it's a civil issue, not a criminal, she cannot benefit from the will. So they screw with the meds. And Marta's giving this man, Harlan Trumby, his medication every day. It's 100 milliliters of one med for some surgery he had done, and he was having a hard time healing from it. And then, because it was his birthday and because she wanted to help him sleep, 3 milliliters, 3 cc's of morphine to help him sleep. Now that's a pretty standard dose. Nothing out of the ordinary there. He's not an addict. He doesn't get it every day. But it's his birthday, and she want to make sure he has a pleasant night's sleep. Someone screwed with the medication. So the thing is that she was supposed to kill him. She was supposed to give him 3 cc's of the medication for supporting his healing, and then 100 cc's of morphine, which would kill him. But she's a good nurse. She just felt the bottles. Saw it, felt it, didn't even look at the labels, picked the right stuff. She doesn't poison the man. But she thinks she's poisoned the man. And the killer has removed the drug from her kit that would let her reverse the morphine. Narcan, I guess it's called, or something like that. But you get the point. It's available on the market. And if she'd given it to him immediately, he'd have a really bad time, but he would have lived. Okay? She thinks she gives this guy 100 cc's of morphine. And they're able to have a conversation. She's able to explain to him what's about to happen. He comes up with a wonderfully complex plot storyline to help get her out of this problem, because he loves her as a human being. He wants her to be safe. He wants her to get the inheritance, and he wants to make sure that her mother is not deported. Her mother is undocumented. Marta's a citizen, as is her sister. They were born here. But her mother is not. I think they were born here. The point is they were both safe, and her mother isn't. And he does all of this. I mean, he's a mystery writer, so it makes sense that he can do this, but he's doing this under the knowledge that in any moment he's going to start going down, and he wants to make sure that it doesn't look like a drug overdose, a screw up on her part. But here's the thing. 100 cc's of morphine is going to take a person down like that. It is going to be like they were shot. She's not even going to have that needle out of the person's arm before he went and collapsed. And his entire respiratory system just decided to go, yeah, time for a nap. And he'd be dying. And without that medication to counteract it, he would. There is no way they had a conversation. There is no way that he comes up with a complex plot to help this person that he platonically loves. Nope, not going to happen. So that's a major plot problem right there. Later in the film, the toxicology report shows that this guy had nothing in his system. He had 3 cc's of morphine in his system. An absolute normal dose. It would have just drifted him off to a pleasant sleep, and he would have been fine. No danger. But someone needs to hide that information, because they, again, want Marta to be shown as responsible for the death, not the killer, but responsible civilly for his death. So the person firebombs the lab. Now, I don't know where this is supposed to be taking place, but it's a pretty good sized city. It's got a big police force. It's got its own, police labs, forensic labs, medical examiner labs in their own separate structure. So it's a pretty big place. Most, a lot of places might have them out of a hospital or some other shared building, but no, it's got their own labs. But they're only open during business hours. There's no cameras outside this place. And the guy is able to take out the entire building with a Molotov cocktail. Breaks the window, throws this in, lab goes up. No alarms, no smoke detectors, no sprinklers, nothing. No, or actually in a lab, they probably would have had CO2 canisters rather than sprinklers to try to mitigate the damage to equipment and to the samples. But the point is, there was no fire suppression systems in this building at all. And the entire place goes up, destroying everything, of course, which is a wonderful for the bad dude, but of course bad for everybody else, and it makes no sense. A building this big, dedicated to this kind of thing, is going to have people there 24/7 doing lab work, nighttime shifts, a skeleton crew, but they're going to be there, and there's going to be security, either actual cops or at least civilian security forces, 24/7. And even if that isn't true, it's going to have a working fire suppression system, which it didn't. So again, sloppy writing. That's what got me. That bugged me. Everything else about this is so tight. It is so wonderful to watch. And these two plot points just bugged the crap out of me. If they had applied that same quality of writing and plotting to those two things I've mentioned, the drugs and the building, I think they could have found a way around it. I think they could have done something that would have gotten everything rolling the way it needed to roll, and they still could have had a brilliant film. It just, these 2 points bugged me. They are flies in the otherwise beautifully scented ointment. I still love this, and I still really want to see a good commentary track on this in the future. Regardless, I'm going to own it. I'm going to watch this movie again. It is that the dialogue is so good, and Daniel Craig is so great, and the whole cast is so good. The supporting cast is so wonderful, and there's this cop who plays, he's a state trooper, but he's just such a treat. He is so much fun. I mean, there's one scene where he just goes, shh, shh, because he wants to listen to what's going on, and it's hilarious. No, don't interrupt. I want to listen. It was great. So, Knives Out is wonderful. It's got these 2 major plot holes in it, which bugged the crap out of me. And an otherwise really great film. So if any of you out there would like to discuss this, let's talk about it and say maybe you have a solution to those 2 plot holes that I haven't thought of. Maybe there's a justification that I didn't hear or didn't see or haven't encountered. That would be nice to know. Or am I off base? Is it okay that these 2 major plot holes exist and that no one else except me is caring about them? So yeah, Knives Out, great film, a lot of fun, highly recommended.